Now it comes back through, just wide of the net. They chip it around once again. Lansfield with those soccer skills on full display. Kicks it to Oosterhuis. They throw it back in. Now Sells comes away with it. Sells curls back, looks to lose the guys that are on him. Gets it to St. John. He fires a shot end over end, and they kick it forward. Referee says cross-checking coming up. Lansfield's gonna go off. For 2 minutes or less. He's hoping to serve a full sentence tonight. And they win the face-off, and down the ice it goes. In behind the net, Russell circles. Tries to bring it up the boards. Just in the zone. Now they're in the corner. They look to try and push it forward. They come across. McDonald leans into one and fires it down the ice. Off the live boards here. Now they look to set it back up. Churchill, Smith, and Russell briefly get it mixed up, but they get back under control. Now tries to come off the boards. And they look to go far side. Up the ice, McDonald looks at Neil Rodrigo, and he just pushes it through the crease. Now Serrani, he fires one. McDonald, he spins and fires, comes back over to Serrani. Serrani. Now it comes back in McDonald. He looks to take things, settles things down. Deep in his zone. Now he comes far side. Hits Serrani at center ice. Serrani chips it forward. And now Churchill Smith grabs it. Comes in behind his net. Luca all over him like a wet noodle. And now Faroux, he throws it up the boards. They just get in the zone. Westover holds them up briefly, and Luca now charges over and pushes them off the puck. In the zone they go. Westover comes away with it, and he throws it out to center ice. The Terriers just keep things on side. Now we got 4:05 remaining. The Toros briefly pick it off. Now they turn. Harris Peru holds them tight, chips it up the boards. Then they come across the far side. Everybody going off for a change there. The wires crossed, but a wise play to put it into an open area, and no damage is done. Harris Peru throws it in the back. Scolari comes back for it. He throws it up the boards. Sells now looks to charge forward and grab it. Unable to get it. They throw it back into Westover's corner. Westover grabs it, throws it up to Scolari. Scolari. Far side for Oosterhuis. He gets on the half wall, circles back in deep, leaves it for Scolari, who throws it back to Sells. Sells looks to get around the first guy, throws it back to St. John. Over to Leung. Leung with a low shot, just wide of the net. Sells grabs it again. Cuts back in. Deep in the zone. Sells. Circles. Throws it back to Leung. They play catch. Sells. Cuts into the middle. A high shot. And Roy got his stick on that and pushed it up and over the net. Now McCharles tries to get it out of the zone, and they get it just out. Johnny Leung looks to get around a couple of guys and drive in deep. Leaves it. A hard shot there. Leung picks the rebound up, throws it back to St. John. Over to Sells. Sells now fires a hard shot. That's blocked by the hard charging forward. Sweeney. Now Leung throws it back in, just rolls off Lansfield's stick, but then it rolls right back to him. He's got Russell all over him. Tries to hit Luca in the slot. And the referees have indicated icing with 1:46 remaining in the period. Playing a little football skills. Now comes back to McDonald and Tenio Rodrigo. They kind of play catch with it. But the Toros come away with it. An offside there as they got their wires crossed. Now we got 1:22 remaining in the period. Sells throws it in. Scolari tips it into the crease. Dangerously close there. And now we're going to have a face-off to the right of the goalkeeper. The Toros push it back, try and chip one off the wall. Sells kicks it forward, and they fire it back into his feet. Now Sells grabs the puck. Tries to elude a couple guys, leaves it for Westover. Into Sells on the half wall. He fires a low shot, looking for a tip from Foster in front. But Kelnick just throws that out to the side. Now into the far corner. There, Harris Peru fires one, just redirected by Scolari. Looks like Foster's going to go off for head contact with 36.1 seconds remaining, which means a face-off about 220 feet from our camera bay. To the left of Athasiniadis, it's a 4-minute penalty. They fire a hard shot just wide of the net. Now they look to set things up. They go D to D. A howitzer of a shot tipped in front. Athasiniadis was down and they collapse in front of him and then get the puck and fire it deep into the Toros zone. Churchill Smith now tries to elude Lansfield and Oosterhuis, but Johnny Leung picks it up. He throws a high. And Russell, who tipped it with a high stick. There's the call, and now we're going to have a face-off. Just to the left of the goalie, but with only half a second left, you might as well just drop the puck. Not really sure what's going to happen here. A wise play there as Oosterhuis took the face off and just fired it on net, trying for something of a bit of a miracle. So with the holiday break now over, we do have to apologize for some technical difficulties at the beginning of the game. Working out some new kinks with some new equipment. We're going to have to make sure we practice it before the games, not about 30 seconds before puck drop. So Foster in for another 3:23. We'll have 15 minutes of stop time action. Athos and Yadis now tending the net nearest us here. And we'll start the second with McDonald, Tenio Rodrigo, St. John, and Leung. They push the puck back. Now the Toros look to gain the zone. Leung rubs his man out along the way. Now they come back. They try and circle. They send it over. And a tip shot there by Leteau or Sweeney, and it finds the back of the net. So that'll take about 1:07 off of Foster's penalty. And Tenio Rodrigo grabs it and he fires it down now. They look to set up shop in the far end. They come to the other side. McDonald looked for Tenio Rodrigo in front. Now they'll look to set things up here on the other side. The referees just straightening things out as they did not fix the clock, the penalty. They're just sorting it all out, letting everybody know what's going to transpire here. A nicely executed one-timer there between McDonald and Tenio Rodrigo. They fire it just wide of the net. Now, they look to set things up. They come to the far side. Into the zone they go. And now McDonald grabs it. He looks to get away from one or two guys. Now he's got a bit of space. Goes to the far side, just misses a hard charging Tenio Rodrigo. He tries to push it back out. And now they come back up the ice. Shen looks to keep them to the outside. Now they try and set things up. And they just get it out of the zone. Now they come back in. They look to set things up. Shen holds him to the outside, joined in there by Luca. Luca with a quick stick pokes it out to center ice. Now they set it up again. They go D to D, but they just miscommunicate. It's all the way back down in the Toros zone. They set it up now and look to come up the left wing side. A diving Luca tries to slow that one down. Now Shen tries to keep him outside. A hard charge there and a poke check by Serrani at the side of the net. No worse for wear. Now they look to set it back up. Foster comes out of the box. Luca finds a hole, gets around a couple of guys, and then just has it roll off his stick deep into the zone. Now they look to come back up the ice. They far side here to the left wing side. Harris Peru pushes that one through. And now Westover picks up the rebound that Athos and Yadis kicked up. they come back in. McDonald tries to leave it for Foster. Now they look to circle things back. Up the middle of the ice, through everybody, and they say no icing. Harris Peru pushes it off the boards. That allows Sells to skate into it as he stays onside. But they call it icing. With 11:36 remaining here in this second period. So things have certainly settled down since a quick 3 goals to open the game by Duffield. The Toros have clawed back to cut it to a 2-goal deficit. And they've settled it down. That timeout did them wonders early in the first period. Now Oosterhuis and Harris Peru go in there. Harris Peru grabs it. He throws it far side for Westover. Westover chips it off the wall. Lansfield charges after it, and then Sells pushes it forward. He kicks it up to himself, and now Sells leaves it for Lansfield. He fires a shot, and the goalkeeper had to be sharp there with them charging down. Now they fire it back. Lansfield back to St. John. St. John hits Sells up at center ice. Sells now drives in deep, and he goes high off the side of the net. Circles back into the corner. Oosterhuis now with a man all over him, kicks it back to Sells. Sells back to Leung. Leung walks in, fires a low shot, tip there just wide of the net. They come back for it once again. And with 4 Toros surrounding them, they briefly come away with it, but then they create another turnover, and Sells moves into the slot, fires a shot, and that finds the back of the net with 10:15 remaining to make it a 4-1 game. Luca wins it. McDonald throws it back to Leung, over to St. John, to Tenio Rodrigo. Now it comes back to St. John. St. John goes far side, just out of the reach of Tenio Rodrigo. Now they look to come back, and this time they fire at the length of the ice. Icing's indicated with 9:54 remaining here in the period. So we're going to have a face-off deep in the zone to the left of the goalkeeper. Luca leans in. They push it back. The Toros skate into the puck. Serrani tries to keep them to the outside. Now they cut back into the middle. In behind the net. Shen in a battle, surrounded by a couple of Toros. Now they just try and flip it out. Back into the middle of the ice. A high shot. Matheson Yadis had to be sharp there with a big glove save. So with 9:29 remaining, it's a 4-1 game here. Sells leans in on the draw. Shen in the corner. It's back to Shen. He fires one off the boards. They're able to keep it in. Foster and Sells are over there trying to hold things at bay. Now Shen grabs it, throws it back. A high shot. Matheson Yadis once again catches it in his mitt, grabs the whistle for the team, and we do it all over again. They win the draw again. Shen tries to get up the hard charging Toros, force it around to the far side. Serrani now takes a look up the boards. Scoleri chips it to himself and then has it bounce off something as he went for a centering pass there. Now Sereni looks to try and keep them to the outside. They look to set things up into the middle of the ice, and they get around it. Shen gets it up to Scoleri. Scoleri with Sells following him. Sells throws it back in front. A bouncing puck there. And now Shen and Sells play catch. They reverse it back in. Comes back to Shen. Shen tries to chip it off the boards, but the Toros come away with it. They kick it up to their foot. They've got some numbers, but Shen holds Bueller to the outside. Now Sereni pushes it back. Well, it looks like Sereni's night might be done. I believe he's got a checking from behind call forthcoming. We'll wait to see what they call here, what they do. So we're going to have a 5-minute penalty. Westover's gonna serve some time. So that deflates the balloon a little bit. Let's see what Duffield Devils can do. Thankfully, everybody was okay. Referee calls a head contact on the Toros. So, Kuipers says face off deep in the Toros zone. Coach Jack getting an explanation as to what transpired at the far end. Now they look to set things up. It comes back. Leung now. Leung fires a puck in. The Toros grab the puck, and now it comes back down. Leung sees a little bit of space, tries to get around a couple of guys. He goes into the corner, cuts back, now deep in the zone. Over Oosterhuis, and then we get a body contact penalty there. So we'll have a little 4-on-3 action here. There's lots of lights lit up on that board now. Toros with 2 penalties. Duffield still serving that 5. Foster from the corner feeds it to Leung. Back to Foster on the half wall. Foster now looks to try and draw in a couple of guys. It comes back over. Leung now finds Sells deep into the zone. They look to set it up. They circle back, Unable to get that one in. Now it comes back. Leung grabs it. And he fires it short side to make it 5-1 Duffield. So now we'll go back to some 4-on-4 action here. The first penalty will be over for the Toros. So we're still going to have 4-on-4 here for the next minute 33. And then that'll take us down to about a minute and 48 seconds of power play time for the Toros. So it comes back here. Shen leaves it for Harris Peru. Harris Peru now circles in front of his net. Hits Tenio Rodrigo. He eludes the first guy. Now he comes up the middle of the ice. Bobbing and weaving, cuts in through traffic. They stop that with their skate, and they kick it back out to the middle of the ice. Shen up to Luca. Luca tries to get around a couple, but there's like 3 Toros there that time. Now Tenio Rodrigo grabs it again. Throws it back to Harris Peru. Over to Shen. Shen now takes a look, goes far side, hits Tenio Rodrigo. He's got some space. He fires a hard shot about 1.5 feet high over the crossbar. And now they look to set it back up. Shen deep in the corner. Tries to elude a couple of guys. Luca now comes back in. He picks it up in the corner. He takes a look. He feeds Harris Peru. Harris Peru back into Luca. Luca now just has it roll off his stick, and now they come away with it. The Toros look to gain the zone, and just wide of the net. Bueller now looks to set things up. Comes back into the corner. Harris Peru with Bueller there. Now McDonald grabs it. McDonald tries to get around Hatchie. Gets around a couple of guys. He gets tripped up. And that is going to draw another penalty. So that's going to do it for the power play for the Toros. 2:06 remaining in the penalty to Duffield. And we got a 2-minute penalty coming to the Toros, if they can get the penalty box door open. They're struggling and fighting now. They get it open. McDonald now throws it back to Leung. Leung gets back to McDonald. McDonald takes a look, gets it over to Leung. Leung over to St. John. St. John back to Leung. Leung finds into the corner to McDonald. He goes back to Leung. Back to McDonald. He loses it for a second. Now he gets it back to Leung. They just kept playing catch one time too long, and they got the puck out of the zone. Tipped off somebody. They say no icing. St. John goes back for it. He tries to set things up. And now Lateau is going to go off. So we're going to have a face-off deep in the Toros zone. Sells and Lansfield are going to start this off as it's a 4-on-3 once again. St. John and Leung back on the point. The Toros try and get it around the zone. St. John holds it in. Now St. John walks into the middle of this, fires a hard shot, and a big glove save from the Toros goalkeeper. Keeps it a 5-1 game. Sells back to Leung. He walks into the middle, fires a shot just high and over the net. Now the Toros look to try and get it out, and they elude Johnny Leung. Then down the ice it goes. St. John sets it up behind his net, and then comes out the left wing side. Gives it to Sells. Sells into the half wall, stops up. It's Leung. He's able to walk in, then he finds Sells. Sells now turns once again, gets it to Leung. Takes another look into Sells. Now they find Leung once again. He throws it back to Sells. Sells gets around a couple of guys, drives deep, and the goaltender had to be sharp there as he was able just to keep it out of the net. Squeezed his pads tight up against that post. And no worse for wear. So the Toros are going to have a man released from the penalty box in 2 seconds. Then Westover, he's going to come charging out of there in another 6. And now Harris Peru in the middle. A low shot by Harris Peru. Tipped dangerously close to going in there, but they are able to keep it out. Foster and Luca play catch. Now Luca in behind the net. Comes around. They got an abbreviated power play. Harris Peru back to Luca. Just rolls off his stick as looked like he was going for Foster there. And now they stop it up once again. Harris Peru with a quick stick. Pulls it back. Now in the corner. They're able to hold it. Harris Peru holds the line, gets it into Luca. Then they chip it deep into the zone. Now we're back to 5-on-5 hockey as the Toros player gets out of the penalty box. Now the Toros look to come in, and we have an offside. Probably could have happened to either team as they're not used to playing 5-on-5 hockey right now with all these penalties in this game. Sells wins the drawback. Shen up to McDonald. He tries to chip it off the boards. And they just push it back in the zone. Now, Rigas looks to set things up. And Harris Peru, he pushes it back forward. Now they try and come back in. Pushed aside there. Shen. McDonald tries to chip it around his guy, unable to do that. He gets up, holds it, and Harris Peru pushes it off the boards to Tennille Rodrigo. They've got them hemmed in here pretty tight. Now McCharles, and a big pad save there. Now Sells up to McDonald. He gets hit there, and they push it back in deep. Now the Toros look to come back out. Up the middle of the ice. Couple of guys come around there, and St. John grabs it. St. John to McDonald. McDonald in the corner, takes a look. Gets it back to St. John. Back into McDonald to St. John. Now it's over to Shen. Shen now from the slot off the side of the net. You heard that hit the iron from here. Luca pushes it back through the feet to Foster. He goes in behind the net, takes a look, gets it back to St. John. He throws a low shot in. That gets back into the corner. Scoleri grabs it. Scoleri now circles behind the net. He hits Shen back into Scoleri. He eludes the first guy, cuts to the middle of the ice. Now he hits Shen into St. John. He fires a low shot. And that one was bouncing around. They're all poking away at it down there, and the goalkeeper comes up with another huge save. .1 seconds remaining here in the second period. Face off to the left of the goalkeeper. Well, the Toros win the draw. They're looking just to get out of this period now. And they're able to do that by keeping the puck up against the boards. The buzzer sounds. And we're going to skate into the third period here at the Ford Performance Center, Rink 1, with the Duffield Devils holding a commanding 5-1 lead. Kuipers comes down and checks the netting, making sure that nothing's going to get through that net. And if any goal is scored, it stays in the net so we don't have to have reviews. Referees are making sure everything's good. They had to go down and retrieve the puck from the corner. Sells wins it back to Westover. He throws it back just out of the reach. The Toros briefly skate into it, but once again the Devils collapse and try and keep them to the outside. Now they get it, and Lansfield just has it out of his reach, but he gives chase. Churchill Smith picks it up, tries to throw it across. Lansfield grabs that with his hand, and he eludes one guy with a great nifty little play there. Now he cuts back into the middle of the ice. Gets tripped up. Thankfully no worse for wear other than the snow on the uniform by the looks of it. Sells and Leung play catch. Now Leung, he gains the red line, drives deep. He's got about 5 guys on him. Now he takes a look, tries to throw it back, just out of the reach, and Shen grabs it. Shen off the boards. Luca now, and just tipped right there. Now McDonald back to Shen. Back through McDonald and now to Tenio Rodrigo. Tenio Rodrigo looks to elude the first guy. McDonald joins him, but Lateau comes away with it. Lateau has a couple of guys on him, and then he fires it deep, and he's going to go off for cross-checking or head contact. Four minutes, the referee indicates, as he was standing right there. Kind of hard to miss that one. Luca comes in, they push it back. Now, Harris through, back to McDonald. McDonald looks to survey the situation. He comes into the middle of the ice, gets around a couple. Now, takes a look. Shen and McDonald play catch on the half wall. Back into Luca. Luca now just pushes it through. A great attempt there. Now they come back over to the far side. Shen. Back into Luca. Luca to Shen. Now they try and take a look on the far side. Luca, once again, Luca and Shen playing catch. They're happy to keep them to the outside. Luca now off the boards. McDonald gets it back. Harris Peru. Over to Shen. Shen now. Back into Luca. Now they come back over. Harris Peru grabs it. He throws it into McDonald. Through his skates, Luca. Now Luca once again. In the corner. Over to Shen. Shen. And it comes around. Misses everybody. And now Shen grabs it again. Shen. Fires a high one. Off the boards. Now McDonald. He tries to settle things down. He gets it back to Shen. Shen into McDonald. He's unable to get the shot off. Now they come back over once again. A high shot, and that finds the back of the net. Sean Shen with a goal at 11:42 of the third. That one might have been a bar down, but it came in from the point. Looked like it went about 10 feet in the air, and it was coming down as it went towards the net. And they finally scored after a minute 45 of being kept to the outside. So now we got some fresh legs on. They're going to work on their power play skills if they can get things going. Westover throws it up to Scoleri. Just rolls off his stick. Now Sells grabs it outside the zone, waits for Scoleri to clear, and now he comes in. He's got some space. He was looking. Now he comes back around. Sells throws it back to Westover. Able to hold the line there. Sells, walks in, looking for a shot. A little too much traffic. Now they get some space. And he comes in, he fires a shot. A huge save there by the goalkeeper. And they get it out of the zone. Now, St. John. St. John walks into the middle of the ice. He finds Scoleri on the half wall. Scoleri back to St. John. He throws one low just wide of the net. Looking for a tip there from Sells by the looks of it. Now it comes back to Westover. Westover gets around the first guy. Now he gets it over to Sells. Sells. He fires one off the glass. Foster corrals it. Goes into the corner and gives it back to him. Now they come back over. Scoleri in the slot. Back to Sells. Now he walks in. Hits Foster. Foster. He turns. Throws it back to Westover. Back to Foster. Foster now with some space. Throws a low one. And the goalkeeper pushes that one aside. St. John leaves it back into the corner. This time they grab it. They try and fire it around. Westover races over and cuts it off. Sweeney's unable to get it out of the zone. Now Westover. He looks to set things up. Now he drives back into the middle of the ice. Finds St. John. St. John just fires one into the zone as they were all around there trying to get it. This time they fire it out down the ice. They wave off the icing. The penalty's been killed. A turnover there. And the Toros get a shot on net. Athos covers it up. So with 9:28 remaining here in the third period, referee comes over and says, run the clock, 6-1 score. Now they look to try and set things up. McDonald. He gets rubbed out of the play by Russell. Now they come back deep in the zone. They chip it off the wall. Try and get it out of the zone. Comes back once again. This time they get it up. Now they come around far side. Looking to set things up. Leung holds them off. Johnny Leung now. A couple of guys on him. Now they look to set things up, push it to the far side. Around the boards it goes. And the Toros have them hemmed in here. And now off the far side. Russell turns inside his zone. He drives around. Tries to go deep. Cuts back into the middle of the ice, but doesn't get very far that time. Now they come back out. They just hold the zone. Leung picks it up. Now he hits Tenio Rodrigo. Tenio Rodrigo cuts back into the middle of the ice. Coming back around the net once again. To the far side. Russell flips it out of the zone. And this time Shen grabs it. He throws it far side, just out of the reach of Tenio Rodrigo. Tenio Rodrigo. He gets taken down. And now Sells. He turns in the middle of the ice. Tries to get around a couple of guys. Throws it back to Shen. Back into Sells. Sells leaves it for Luca. Luca takes a look. Cuts back in. He fires a shot. And that finds the back of the net to make it 7-1. So we got 6:30 remaining here in the third period. They look to hold them to the outside. Be able to get away with it now. McDonald throws it to the far side. Foster skates into it. He tries to circle the net, takes a look. He goes back to Westover, just creeps out of the zone. Westover now goes up to Johnny Leung. Johnny Leung comes to the far side, just off the skate of Foster. Now they come back. Westover turns back. Hits McDonald, he gets tripped up. Leung grabs it, he comes into the zone. And then Scoleri, and a shot on net. And the goalkeeper covers that one up with 5:30 remaining in the period. Referee says, "Hey, I'm standing over here, guys." Sells wins the drawback. That splits the D. Shen goes back for it. He reverses course and hits Lansfield. The Toros gain the zone. But Harris, Peru, and everybody keep them out. And Athison Yaddis dives across and covers it up to keep it a 6 or 7-1 game. 4:30 remaining here in this third period. Face off to the right of Athison Yaddis. They win the draw. Shen throws it off the boards. The Toros keep it in the zone. Comes around. A great heads-up play there to bounce it off the boards by Harris Peru, and then they just push it back deep. Now it comes back around. This time it comes back out. A hard shot there by the Toros, wide of the net. Shen now Eludes a couple of guys. He's got a little room. Then he tries to head man the puck. It just evades Oosterhuis. Now Harris Peru throws it over to Shen. Shen. He gains the red line, fires one off the referee. Shin pad almost gets Harris Peru. Russell with a backhander up the boards. Now it comes back out. They push it deep, try and get around a couple of guys. Tenio Rodrigo grabs that puck, does a little dancing into Luca. Luca now gets around a couple of guys. Russell comes across, picks it up. He'll go for a skate. Westover keeps him to the outside. They try and center it. Unable to get it there. Now the Toros coming in from the point. Fire one just wide. Westover chips it off the boards to Tenio Rodrigo. To Scoleri. Scoleri pushes his man down. And with 2:30-ish remaining in the period, we're not really sure what once they drop the puck we'll know. We'll have a face-off deep in the Duffield zone. McDonald on the face-off. They push it back. This time they win, and they fire at the length of the ice. So, Defina goes back for it. He circles. And now they fire it up to the far side. They try and gain the zone. Westover looks to hold his man off. And they just get it. And now we got a hooking call. So we'll have a little 4-on-4 action here for the next minute or so, depending on how much time is left. The boys are talking it over, trying to figure things out here. They try and push it back. Now Foster corrals it. Foster to McDonald. McDonald back to Leung. Leung back to McDonald. He takes a look, walks into the middle, gets it back to Leung. Leung now over to McDonald. McDonald leaves it for Harris Peru. Back to McDonald. Back to Harris Peru. He throws it in. Foster. He spins and one off the knob of the goalkeeper's stick. Now it comes back. Leung, he fires a low shot just wide of the net. Now they look to get it. That hits Harris Peru's stick. Comes all the way down the ice. Athos and Yadis grabs it. And now, just out of the reach. 5 seconds left. That's an icing. The referees blow the whistle and say, let the buzzer sound. The game is over. The Duffield Devils come away with a 7-1 win to open the 2024 calendar year. We want to thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching from. Good morning, good evening, good night. Elvis has left the building.